An offer in mind?
Anyone want to accomplish anything, or do we just want to make money?
Make money. Make a lot of money.
You already have. Maybe so, sir. But not today.
You're following me.
I just felt bad at your party.
You think that's funny?
Now we got to make the best of it. Improvise, adapt to the environment.
You are the man. You ready?
Yep.
Let's go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm, of course, your host tonight, Top Gun Mega Mike. We are here to celebrate Tom Cruise and all of his amazing movies. So we're going to be going over our top 5 favorite Tom Cruise movies. I'm joined today by an amazing panel here, which I'm going to bring out right now. We're going to talk some of our Tom Cruise memories, and then we'll get into our 5 rounds of favorite Tom Cruise movies. We'll have some honorable mentions at the end, of course. And of course, we'll interact with you all. So go ahead, leave comments, questions, your favorite Tom Cruise movies out there. But let me go ahead and bring up the banner here so I can just remind you guys, your mission, audience, should you choose to decide to accept it, is hit that like and subscribe. If you love Tom Cruise movies, keep the panel flying high through those super chats, and then cruise to those mega memberships just for those exclusive perks and reviews out there, of course. And then, of course, Collectors Club merch available on the channel. But let's go ahead and bring out the panel today for you guys. We, of course, got Risky Hangout. How we doing out there?
How's it going? Man, I'm doing great. I'm really excited about this. In researching, I sort of became a bigger Tom Cruise fan than I guess I was. So yeah, I'm very pumped for this. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, of course. And I know, yeah, you were doing some research, so you were putting in the dedication with that. Just kind of tell the audience just a little bit, kind of a brief overview of when did you start watching Tom Cruise movies? Have you always been a Tom Cruise fan? What was that kind of experience like?
I guess I never really thought of myself as a fan. He was just a guy that was in movies. He was a movie star. I guess the fandom started, in researching all of this. But I guess he's kind of always been around. I remember my neighbors, I would watch movies at their place a lot, and movies that I wasn't old enough to see. So I remember seeing Cocktail very young. I remember seeing Far and Away very young. And I think those two might have been my introduction to him, somewhere around there anyway. And he's just always been around.
I know he has so many movies. When you really look at the filmography, it's just like a giant list. You're like, oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
All right, and then let's go to Tom Victed Cinephile. How we doing out there?
Oh, holy there. I'm good. Thanks for having me. Yes, like Derek was saying, Tom Cruise is a weird one to get into until you research it and realize you like him more than you thought you did.
Yeah.
So what were some of your early memories, Derek? Did you grow up on Tom Cruise or what?
No, I was gonna say, like, I didn't watch Tom Cruise movies as a kid ever because my mom didn't like him. Like, she hated Tom Cruise for some reason.
My mom did too.
Outside of like one movie with Tom Cruise, which we'll get to eventually,
Mhm.
I never watched any movie with him in it. And then I didn't really start to like him at all until I started working at the movie theater and I'd see everything that came out. So in the early 2000s, I started watching all of his stuff and I'm like, oh, I actually like all his movies. I still didn't know if I liked him that much, but he grew on me, and now I could say I like him quite a bit.
That's awesome. All right, and then we got Eyes Wide Huck. How we doing out there?
Doing great, man. Ready to go. Mike, help me help you pick some great Tom Cruise movies.
Yes, absolutely. So you've grown up on Tom Cruise, I'm sure, Huck. You got a whole stack of movies over there.
Yeah, I counted no less than 25 sitting next to me. So if you guys match all my picks, I got 3 or 4 sets. We're good to go. Yeah, look, I remember my first thing with him was Risky Business with that character Joel, and it was great. I mean, that was such a fun movie. Everybody saw that for my generation. That was a hot movie. He was great. The car, everyone wanted that Porsche that was in that movie. Rebecca De Mornay was delicious. So yeah. So from that, I've really it's funny, like you guys were saying, I didn't know I was a Tom Cruise fan back then, but every time a Cruise movie came out, I was ready to go.
Yeah.
So, and we will talk more about those as we go.
Yes. Let's go ahead and check into the audience here, see who is joining us today. Got Adrian James. Hello there, Mike. Hello, Adrian.
What's up, Adrian?
Yes, convicted cinephile saying is everyone
Cruising for bruising.
cruising for
That's
a
right.
bruising.
Better be.
Lance says, hey, everyone. These are my favorites. Top Gun Maverick, Edge of Tomorrow, Mission Impossible, Fallout.
Fantastic picks.
Yeah.
Lights, camera, action. Hit the like button on a sunny Tuesday. Yes.
All right, it's Tuesday.
I know. It doesn't feel like a Tuesday to me for some reason. We got Craig here saying hi, Mike. Yes, everybody's saying hello to each other. Got my mom in the chat saying hi to everyone. Craig says, great career, Tom Cruise. And he's still going. He is still
That's right, Craig.
61, isn't it?
You know it.
Still cruising along, I guess. Let's see. Oh, my mom says Tom is an adrenaline junkie. That's why he does those crazy stunts.
Hey, Mega Mom.
He's good at it too.
Very. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna start here with our 5th favorite Tom Cruise movie. So number 5. All right, Risky Hangout. What do we got for number 5?
Honestly, I can't believe this is so low. When you had mentioned doing this, I thought it would be 1 or 2, but I somehow moved it to 5. And maybe it's because it's more about the movie than him. I love this movie a lot. This is Minority Report. And he is very intense in it. We're probably going to use the word intense a lot because he excels at that. But yeah, this movie, science fiction, seeing him in action, seeing him in a Spielberg movie. I can't remember. This one came out before. Okay, is this his first collab with Spielberg?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
okay, it was.
Yeah, so that was just really cool to see. Just, this major star working with the toast of Hollywood. And yeah, I think he's great in it. We're getting all sorts of different emotions where he's very cold in some moments because he's repressing a lot of emotions. And then we see him very emotional in it as well. And we see the action that he's so well known for.
Oh, nice. Yeah, see, that's one I still need to see. So
Oh, God.
now you recommended it. So
I saw this one in the theater on a date too.
Ooh, that's good.
Don't tell your
how
wife.
did it go? Went all right?
Oh yeah, it was good.
All right, Derek, what do we got?
Right. This is like one of the first movies that made me realize, oh, I like Tom Cruise. Personally, not like from what people tell me, because this movie, it's basically Dances with Wolves, but it is Last Samurai. And I saw this before I ever saw Dances with Wolves, and I really, really like this movie, and he's great in it. But I think I just like the style of the movie more so than him in it specifically, hence why it's number 5. Yeah, Last Samurai, if you haven't seen it, it's a beautiful movie. Ken Watanabe is awesome. I remember it got a handful of Oscar nominations, but not for Mr. Cruise here, sadly. But that was one of the first movies I saw him in where I was like, oh, I actually do like him, like as a non-action actor.
Yeah, that is a good one. I like that one a lot.
And he has the long flowing hair in that one.
Yep, that was his Mission Impossible 2 hair, I guess. Kept it going.
I have the old DVD of that.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
But,
I haven't seen that one in the longest time.
I watched it a while ago, but I loved it.
Once. Yeah.
I used to use that one as a background movie a lot. I don't know. It works well for that as well as an active watch.
Yeah, it's a pretty movie to have around.
Yeah.
Oh, Huck disappeared. He went to a different dimension.
Huck, where did you go?
Well, he warned me of it anyway, of power issues and whatnot. So hopefully we'll get back on soon. But no worries. I can keep it going, of course. So yeah, let's go with my number 5 here. So number 5, we're going to go with, well, let's get into the franchises and with Mission Impossible. But which one shall I choose? Got to go the best one. Number 3. Number 3 is by far the best Mission Impossible movie because it has the best villain. I mean, Philip Seymour Hoffman in it is a great villain. He's terrifying in all the scenes he's in. Also, his wife in the movie, Tom Cruise's character wife in the movie, she has a big part in the movie. She's great, especially by the end of it. She's, doing a lot of the action as well. So, yeah, I like that. You get a great villain. You get a lot of his wife in the movie. And, yeah, Tom Cruise is great in it as well. But this one just stuck out to me over the other MI movies. I know that's probably a hot take there. I don't think a lot of people say number 3, do they?
Um, I think maybe because of maybe not anymore, but Philip Seymour Hoffman. A lot of people, he's one of the only villains that I think is like memorable outside of
Right.
maybe John Voight, just because of what that story was. But yeah, I think that was the best job they've done when it comes to casting a villain is Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh
sure.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
true.
to
Yeah,
me-
he was my favorite part of that movie by far, and for a while, it
Yeah.
was my favorite one at the time. It's not my favorite one anymore, but he still is my favorite villain. Out of
Huck's
all
about
of
to
them.
slide across the floor in his socks and a shirt.
Yeah.
All right, the dance moves, Huck. What do we got?
Well, yeah, I just lost power in the entire house. So, so I went ahead and grabbed my first one. Here we go. So my first one up is Oblivion,
Ooh.
because that's one I feel like a lot of people don't talk about too much. It's a great little sci-fi thing. He's like this futuristic cop on a different Earth, and he finds saves this girl that's there, and all kinds of shenanigans start. Morgan Freeman's in there as well. And I feel like War of the Worlds gets the most talk when it comes to a Minority Report, but not a lot of people talk about Oblivion. So I wanted to toss that in at number 5 to give people some awareness that this is a really dang good movie. It's better than no one's talking about.
Right. It was
Yeah.
pretty decent, yeah, from what I remember.
Yeah.
That movie and then something, was it called Elysium maybe? Did they come out around the same time? Because I always get those two, their titles
Yeah,
mixed up.
And Elysium I saw as well, and it just wasn't. It didn't work for me. It was
Yeah.
okay, but
So-
this one was more than okay. And plus, I know you.
Oh.
Oh,
I think
eyes wide, Huck froze. No
I think
worries,
that power's
Huck.
coming back
Come
up.
on. was
I'm
another
literally
phone.
just going off of
Yeah.
cell service right now, so I'll
That's
be.
okay. You're back. You're good.
We'll see for now.
I know all
Oh,
about
yeah.
it, Huck.
At least you have the option.
Yeah, yes, you do. All right,
Oh, see, there you go. Get a room tour right there.
all right. So I'm gonna have to walk and talk, or as you guys are chatting.
All right. Yeah, sounds good, Huck. No worries.
save-
Go for it.
Save some power here. Anyway,
All right. Well, let's check into these comments right here. Got mid-level media in the house. What's up, y'all?
Oh.
Tom's best is a mummy.
Everyone,
Everyone
number one
knows
kid. Come
it.
on.
I mean, it had a great opening action sequence, but then it fell. I think
I remember. Yeah, it was
very
alright.
steep fall.
Yeah, I barely remember anything about that movie. I saw it once in theaters, and I'm like, I'm good. I'm
Yeah,
done.
nobody does.
Yeah, they try to set up that whole monster universe and
Oh, that was
went
horrible.
nowhere.
Yeah.
Although I did like Russell Crowe in it as
Oh yes.
I'm like, this is kind of cool.
Yeah,
but
Dr.
the rest
Jackal
of
and
the movie's
Mr.
horrible.
Hyde.
I thought he was not good in it. He felt
Oh.
very stiff. I think when he was Mr. Hyde, he needed to be a little bit more animated. I was a
Oh.
little
Yeah, I was more talking about just his casting in general.
Yeah.
than the actual
I
I
thought
don't
his
remember the
acting
movie
was
enough to
brilliant.
comment on his performance at this point because it was the mummy.
Yes, mid-level media says Minority Report needs the 4K.
Yes, sadly, should have got one last year for its 20th anniversary.
Oh, that would have been good. I can't believe it doesn't have one.
Right. Yeah, it's not even Fox or Disney or anything.
Yeah.
It's no excuse.
Craig says I like Ghost Protocol the best. That's number 4, right?
Yeah, I think that's my
my
favorite movie
right
out of
there.
all of them. But I like Philip Seymour Hoffman as the villain the most out of all of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ghost
Cool.
Protocol is so good. Let's
Yeah,
see.
of the newer ones, that's my favorite.
Adrian says on tour with Huck. Yes.
Camera's gonna turn on. It'll be in the bathroom.
Mhm. Digging Huck cell phone couch angle.
gotta
See,
put
we're
more gas
keeping it
in there.
casual, very casual for the cruise stream tonight. All right. I've got Oblivion Blu-ray.
Yeah, I picked that one up recently, but I did see it when it came out, but I was wanting to get a rewatch of it before tonight, and I wasn't able to. But I definitely want to give that one another chance because I remember it not appealing to me much.
I remember being all right, but yeah, I was just like, to me, I was like, oh, this is like Moon, but not as good.
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
Yeah, it was on a Prime Day deal too. I think for like $10, and I had it in the cart. I should have picked it up, but I'm like, I'm over my limit. What did I take out? And then I looked up the critic scores on it, and I'm like, I guess that one has to go.
Fair enough.
All right, let's go to now. We are now on to our fourth favorite here. Yes, fourth favorite Tom Cruise movie. So we'll have Derek go first this time.
This one?
Yes.
Okay. I knew what you meant, but I had to point it out. All right. Yes, one of my favorite supporting roles. My second favorite, I guess, supporting role of Tom Cruise, according to my pile I have in front of me, is Collateral, where he gets to be a kick-ass bad guy for once, because that's something I don't think I've ever seen him do before or really since. I don't know if you could give me an example, but nothing I could think of. And yeah, he just made this movie as interesting as it was. And once again, like Last Samurai, it proved that, hey, this guy can actually do different stuff and not just be Tom Cruise. And it made me like him even more. Plus, Jamie Foxx kicks ass in this movie, too. Good ending. Good Michael Mann, right? Yeah, good Michael Mann movie.
That one's interesting that Jamie Foxx was nominated. He was nominated for supporting, right?
Yeah, because he was lead for Ray the same year, so he didn't really have a choice.
He's clearly the lead in it.
Yeah, exactly.
So did they consider Tom Cruise the lead in that one then?
I guess. I mean, he is technically billed first, and
Yeah.
I'm sure his publicist wouldn't allow anyone else to not. Tom Cruise can't be supporting.
Right.
So the villain was the lead in the movie. That's
apparently, yeah. The villain who's not in the entire movie, and the movie's not about him.
It'd probably be like a co-lead, but he's definitely much more supporting than Jamie Foxx.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, it's like Arnold is the Terminator, you know? He's kind of the primary role, but he's not big.
Right,
Exactly.
yeah.
He was a good villain, though. That
Yeah,
Tom
he
Cruise
needs to do it more
was a
often. He
good
was good
villain.
at it.
You know what? I had an idea right now that's either going to be terrible or brilliant. You guys decide. But in a future Mission Impossible movie, he should play opposite himself and have himself as a villain too, kind of like a Gemini Man scenario. I don't know. It's either going to be terrible or great.
And he just has like a curly mustache.
Double the crew.
There's that moment where that sort of happens. I mean, it doesn't really happen, but in 2, right? In Mission Impossible 2.
Oh,
where the villain.
There's someone dressed as him or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, you never see them together, but yeah.
and you know, I don't want to give anything away, but you know.
If I didn't already with my description.
Well, it could work. They got to do something because that last villain was. I was not feeling that last villain in that last Mission Impossible movie.
Mhm.
Right here.
All right. Let's go to Eyes Wide Huck. What do you got?
Yeah, because I may have to go check on the internet again. All right. So my next one is going to be another acting tour de force with the late, great Paul Newman, and that is Color of Money. This is just so good. I rewatched this last year, and man, does it hold up. It's Scorsese film, you know, I'm trying to squeeze in more Scorsese's, but I saw this back in the day as well, and I was hoping it would hold up, and it just completely had my attention the whole time. Cruise goes toe-to-toe with Newman, and I watched all the making of stuff after it, of course, and Newman was like super irritated because Cruise didn't know how to play pool before the movie, but like Cruise, he totally dialed it in and became this ace pool player like the character. And he was amazing. And it's Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio, right? Is the yes, Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio. She's fantastic in this film as well. And you know, get that. There we go. Shadow out of my face. And you know, and it's a movie that you don't really remember being a Scorsese film. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no one really talks about it as, hey, that Scorsese film, Color of Money. You know, but yeah, it's quite good. So yeah, I'm gonna put it up there, man. Color of Money, number 4.
Nice. That's one I own and haven't watched yet, sadly.
There you go.
The original poster, maybe?
Yeah, it is, I think, yep.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, the Blu-ray cover leaves a lot to be desired, that's for sure.
It's just, well, it's not photoshopped. It's just like a single.
Like a still.
If you look closely, though, the two of them are using opposing hands, but they're not right and left-handed. They're both right-handed. But it looks awkward if you got both right hands.
Yeah.
So they swap it just for a symmetrically
more appealing visually.
Yeah.
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 I remember
need
that
to
one being really
One of
good.
these days, I need to actually watch it. I've owned it for a good decade now and still haven't watched it.
You
Yeah.
should. Yes.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. I need to get it. But that one's a sequel, right? It's a sequel
Yep.
to
Hustler.
classic movie.
Or The Hustler.
The Hustler.
Hustler.
That's Paul Newman in it too. Yeah.
Which is the one.
So that's what connects them then, the Paul Newman character.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Character. Yeah, Eddie. Fast Eddie Falco.
That's Eddie Felson or whatever. It is.
Yeah. Yeah, is that it?
I think so. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I mean, it's Fast Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, it's Eddie.
Academy Award winner Paul Newman. That's all it
Yeah.
But, and for that movie, ironically,
Mhm.
of all the great roles he played,
is. Yeah.
what he wins for. He was great in it. Not the one he would have said is his lifetime achievement.
Had to do it before it was too late.
Right.
Pretty much.
All right, hang out. What do we got?
Okay, so another one that sort of like focuses on his acting and going against what we've sort of become to know him for, and he's playing a supporting character, Magnolia. In this one, he's sort of playing a guru, like a male, how to seduce women type of guru, like a self-help, preying on like weak men, I guess, and trying to make them, feel dominant or something. And but he all of that is like projecting in this movie, and we find out more things about the character as we go along. But here we see like two completely different sides of emotion in this. So yeah, this is a great one. It's very long though. You have to set aside an entire day to watch it, but it's a great one.
Mhm.
What's the runtime on that one?
3 hours.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think it doesn't even say on the case, I don't think.
They don't even want you to know. They
Yeah,
won't
they
even
don't
advertise
How long
it.
is
They're
it?
just
I
like,
know, so you watch it.
I think it's actually over, maybe even be over 3 hours.
I think it's just a hair over 3 hours. Yeah, it's like 3
Yeah.
hours and 8 minutes or something like that.
But this is one of those great films of 1999 that came out.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you picked that, Derek, because that's the one. Like, he was so close to getting that Oscar for that.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
should have won for that. probably.
Supporting role, and he played something like everyone says, "Oh, Tom Cruise doesn't stretch," and that was like one of his big stretches, and
Oh yeah.
and he killed it. He killed it in that. Yeah, it's one of his best roles.
I'm trying to think, how many times has he been nominated? Is it just this one?
Three.
Oh, three. I think
Oh,
three.
Oh, we're that far?
That Jerry Maguire and Born on the 4th of July.
Oh yeah, Born on the 4th. I guess I forgot about Jerry Maguire.
So if I'm forgetting one, it's at least three.
It's those three. He's only the three. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I forgot about Born, but
Probably should have won for Magnolia.
I agree.
yes.
do you all
yes.
think he'll win anytime soon, or was that his chance? Because sometimes people have that like movie, it's their chance to get it, and if they don't get it, it's like it's tough to match that later on.
As he ages out of the action stuff, he'll have a better shot at it. He's not going to
Yeah.
if he didn't get the nom for Top Gun Maverick,
Mm.
that's his genre that he's not going to get it for that.
Right.
That's why he was nominated for other things like Born and not Eyes Wide Shut, but Jerry Maguire, stuff like that. Jerry Maguire was even a good shot for him.
Mhm.
But,
And I know the Academy, gives lifetime achievements to controversial people. Do you think he is too controversial for a lifetime achievement style special award for the Oscars?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Certainly not in more years, like 10 more years. I think no one will care about the Scientology and stuff like that.
Right.
And that's not nearly as controversial as like other folks who have Oscars already.
Right.
Like
And
Roman Polanski, for example.
right. Exactly. That's who I was referring to.
Or Woody Allen's 3 Oscars. Or 4 Oscars or whatever.
All right, so going to my number 4th choice. It would have been, I guess, Collateral, because, like you said, Derek, just fun, thrilling movie with an awesome villain. Seeing Tom Cruise as a villain, definitely want to see that more. So, really like this one. It was way different than I expected when I watched it. But let's go with a different movie. Get y'all different recommendations. So let's go with The Firm. Yes, first time watch on 4K for me. Very thrilling, suspenseful movie. Yeah, it does get intense in moments, and you're just kind of wondering what's going on with this firm. Are they good? Are they bad? What's their game? And then Tom Cruise is just kind of caught in the middle of it, trying to deal with all of it. But if you're into suspense thrillers, definitely highly recommend The Firm. Now, this is a pretty long movie too. I think it's like 2 hours something. What, 2 hours 30, 2 hours 40 something?
Yeah,
Um,
154 minutes.
yeah. So that's a long one too, but it's good. It's good if you like that genre. Good
I can't remember if
performance.
I've seen that or not. Yeah.
That Firm is great.
There's
I went
the
through like
old-
a weird phase where I was watching a whole bunch of like courtroomy drama things, and I can't remember if that was one of them because I watched them all in such fast succession.
This is that old image. I'm sure if you went to rental stores, you remember seeing this on VHS tapes.
Yeah, that was like the typical
Yeah.
one. Except for 4K is pretty new, right?
And then this is the crappy photo.
Oh yeah. The 4K just
Oh
came
yeah,
out.
yeah, that
Oh,
Blu-ray.
gosh.
These are the ones I hate. Is the Photoshop one.
Yeah.
Have Tom Cruise here?
Oh yeah.
The we didn't even try cases.
Yeah, and I don't know if I can highly recommend the 4K. Like the 4K didn't really stick out to me, so I don't know if you're good with the Blu-ray or whatnot, but
It's a
Yeah.
Black Friday pickup, you're saying?
oh yeah, definitely can wait on it. But yeah, that was an interesting one because it's not really much of a courtroom drama, is it? Like, there's not a lot of courtroom drama scenes per se. You know, it's not like A Few Good Men, which I'm sure will be brought up later. But yeah, much more, I guess, psychological in a way. Trying to
Right.
guess what's going on. Let's see. We got Spicy 4K Action saying, "What's up, fellas? What's up, Spicy?"
Spicy.
Mr. Spicy.
All right, so that means we're on to the top 3, everybody. We're already into our third
We're
favorite.
cruising through this thing.
I know.
Sorry.
All right. Well, while we got Huck here,
Yeah.
While he's broadcasting.
Well, of course, you already took down the Firm, and you took down Collateral. But I'm not phased. Heck no. I'll just move on to my stack here. All right. So the next one I'm going to pull up is one I love a lot. I think it's Tom at his peak, showing a lot of his skills, drama, and comedy. And that is, speaking of earlier, Oscar-nominated Jerry Maguire.
Nice.
He's so fantastic in this film. It was like tailor-made for him. And even Cuba Gooding, who's like, he'll never have that fame again, but he was picture perfect in this as well.
You're right.
As Fitzgerald, his one and only client. And just like I did earlier, you know, help me, help you. And the whole show me the money. It was just, it was so pathetic. Like his character was so just trying to hold on to anything that would make him something, you know, make him mean something. And good old Renee Zellweger was just adorable in this. You know,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, I think this is just a pitch perfect movie for Tom. And yeah, just dig it, man. Jerry Maguire, yum.
It is. So that movie is so incredibly quotable. It is like wow, how many quotes
Surprisingly,
came out
yeah.
of that. You complete me, you know, just all of that.
Had me at hello.
Yeah, had me at hello.
Definitely the movie of the moment, quote
Yeah.
wise.
And then that kid
need to watch it
telling
again. I've
everybody
only seen it once.
a head
Jonathan
raised.
Lipnicki or whatever. He's good in that though.
yeah, that "Show Me the Money" scene is so good. I'm like, oh, I'm trying to pull this clip for the stream tonight, but I'm like, there's too much music in the background. I can't pull it.
Yeah.
There's just too much music and it's so loud. I'm like,
Should have just taken that video and dubbed it over yourself.
Well, that's Cameron
Oh.
Crowe. You know, like he can pull in the best music, and I think
Yeah.
that this is their first outing together. And yeah, Cameron Crowe loads his movies up, and he does it real well.
Look, and when he's screaming at the top of his lungs, I love black people. And everyone's just looking at him through the glass. Oh my God, you feel so for him at that moment. Congratulations, you're still my age. Boom, throws down the. God, that was such a good scene.
Make me want to watch it again.
Yeah.
More so than I already did.
all right, Risky Hangout.
So Jerry Maguire was my third. That's my third. Yeah. And I guess I anything to add. This is like, I guess, just a personal story. I rejected this movie for years because I was like an angsty teen at the time when it came out. and I was like, no movie about sports. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to watch it, even though I like sports movies. But I don't know, angsty at that time period. So I was kind of late to getting to this one and ended up liking it. And upon this rewatch, I liked it so much more to where I actually included it in the 5. But my replacement is another Cameron Crowe movie, Vanilla Sky. And this one, I don't know. I feel like I can't really talk about this one too much. It might spoil things because I remember my first time watching it being like, I didn't know anything going in, and I was very surprised about what the film was about. And I think he plays this character really well, who is trying to understand the life that is in front of him.
Nice. I love Vanilla Sky when that came out. Yeah, that one surprised me too. I had no idea what it was, and I was like, "This movie's trippy." I love Jason Lee and
oh yeah,
Kurt Russell. Great.
Yeah, I just got the 4K, so it was my first time watch. I'm still confused by the movie. I need to watch it. Yeah,
it's not
like, what's going on? What's happening?
It's a remake too.
Kyle kind of like answers everything at the end, and I don't know if that's a bad, I mean, that could be seen as a bad thing because it's it's a nicely wrapped bow at the end, I think. But
yeah, that's true.
I don't know. The path there was still very cool.
Yeah, the actresses are great in that movie.
It works.
Because the actresses, you got Cameron Diaz, right?
Yeah.
And then Penelope Cruz, very good.
And Tilda Swinton.
Oh God, is she in that?
Yeah. Well, I guess that's almost a spoiler.
No, this is like I've seen it like 10 times probably, but it's been probably at least 15 years since I watched. So I used to have it on DVD and watch it fairly often when it came out.
Yeah, that's definitely if you want a trippy psychological movie, though.
Yeah,
even more so than The Firm. Like The Firm, compared to that, is a lot more easy watching. Like Vanilla Sky, you got to be ready to pay attention. Like
yeah,
it gets weird for sure.
Like if you like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, I feel like this is like the diet version of that.
That's a good way to put it. Diet in every way.
All right, Derek.
Well, my number 3 was also Magnolia. I love it. It's probably my favorite performance of his out of everything. So acting wise, this would be my number 1. And he probably should have won Best Supporting Actor for this.
Oh, yeah.
But Magnolia got a lot more Oscar love than it did. So let's just be honest. This one, which is my number 2, basically my number 1. I don't know. My number 1 and 2 are like tied, except for they're completely different styles of movies. Here's the one Tom Cruise movie I watched as a kid. Like I said, my mom didn't like Tom Cruise, so we just never watched Tom Cruise movies. That would be Rain Man. And I think she liked it mostly because she loved Dustin Hoffman. Best Picture winner. Dustin Hoffman won Best Actor. This is one I honestly think Cruise could have been nominated for. I don't know if he would have been supporting at the time. He was maybe young enough to get by, as a supporting actor in those days. And maybe he could have won if he would have, conceded to supporting category. But I don't know anymore. But yeah, Rain Man is just one I've always loved and grew up on. And probably the only Tom Cruise movie that I watch and it actually makes me cry. I guess I would say. Nothing else that I can think of that he's ever acted in, good or bad, including Magnolia, gets me all misty-eyed like Rain Man does.
You did not cry at Top Gun Maverick. What is wrong with you?
I know. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, when I get the Maverick, I'm gonna let you guys know.
Oh yeah, the old award slip.
Yeah.
What was that one? Hangout.
Well, this is like the award series that they put out with that gold because it's a Oscar winner, put the gold around it. But yeah, just has that same classic image.
That's a good. You're right, though, Mr. Cinephile. I do feel like Tom was at his game in that movie as well. I feel like he had a shot at that, but I think he just competed as Best Actor with Dustin.
Probably
because
they didn't know where to put him, kind of a thing. Who knows?
Yeah, I still need to see that movie. I really want the 4K that just came out, but I'm like, it's way overpriced.
Yeah, it's so expensive. Yeah, I'm very fine with my Blu-ray until that thing's reasonable. Or
it's not even a boutique label, right? I'm like, why is it so expensive?
It's like a non-boutique label, like MVD or something, isn't it?
What is this? Does it even come with a slipcover? Hopefully, at least.
I don't think so.
See, what is?
Yeah.
All right, so Are we on to me now? I think
think
we're on
so.
to me. Number
Yes.
3. Yep. Well, I'm surprised this hasn't got pulled yet, so I'll pull it for sure then. We'll go Edge of Tomorrow or Live, Die, Repeat or All You Need Is Kill, whatever title you prefer. Um, so I totally missed out on watching this movie for the longest time because Edge of Tomorrow is a terrible title. Seems like a bad soap opera. Wasn't interested off of it by the title. And then the trailers had like some sad music going along with it. I didn't get what the story was about. So I missed it for the longest time. But thank goodness this cool steelbook came out. The movie's fantastic. It's action-packed. If you love sci-fi action movies, this is right in that wheelhouse. But I mean, yeah, no spoiling here. But yeah, he dies a lot. He keeps coming back, retries to learn how to get through, and accomplish something and certain mission and whatnot. And that's Emily Blunt, right? Emily Blunt in there. She's really good in the movie too. So yeah, just a really fun movie. So yeah, Edge of Tomorrow, highly recommend. And the 4K sounds and looks great.
I still have to watch mine and grab it too.
I always thought that one was a lot of fun because we see him sucking at
Yeah, for a while. Yeah,
because he's always the best at everything, but here he sucks.
And just some of the ways he dies is hilarious too. Like he just like gets rolled over by a truck in one of them, right? Like he doesn't roll under it properly and it gets him.
Right, yeah, when he's trying to get away or sneak away. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
But it's kind of like watching him, the actor, like the way he prepares, the way he learns a new skill, the way he, does his stunts, does them over and over and over again to achieve excellence. And then, I don't know, I just feel like this movie is almost probably like what it's like to be Tom Cruise preparing for a film.
Right. Yeah.
Just without the dying.
Minus the mech suits.
Or
Or
in real life without the dying.
Yeah. We've all seen Oblivion. We know what's the truth is.
Right.
Yeah, that one's so good.
Real truth.
That's such a great choice, man. Mike, you didn't let me down. I was hoping I was leaving basically 2. I have faith in you pulling.
Well, I was surprised nobody pulled that. I'm like, oh, Huck, I thought you were going to go sci-fi right away. Yeah. I'm glad you left it for me.
It's one of those, so many, I was hoping one of you would pull it. So that's why.
What I actually had.
You did it. You didn't let me down.
But that was such a terrible name. Edge of Tomorrow. I wonder who came up with that. I'm like, does anybody like that name? Do you guys like that name? I thought it was just like, I would have gone with the book title, right? All You Need Is Kill. To me, that would have been.
Yeah, that's a weird title too, but at least it would have been like faithful to what it's based on. So it would have made sense at least.
And they thought kill was like too violent of a word, right? Like it would turn a lot of people off, and then
even though James Bond puts kill in like
right,
like it's like a PG-13 movie, you can't call it kill something or other.
Yeah,
kills.
You only live twice.
The Edge of Tomorrow at least makes sense for what's like going on. Like I mean, it's almost maybe a little too on the nose. Like tomorrow keeps not coming for him. Right. He's always on the edge of it.
Yeah, I did not connect with that at all. I'm like, Edge of Tomorrow, what is this?
It
like
is
Days of Our Lives, this kind of name.
On the cusp of tomorrow.
Got popular, Live, Die, Repeat than the actual movie.
The tagline was better because it was bigger on all the posters, so everyone thought that's what the title was.
Exactly.
We got the 4K lowdown here. What's up, guys? What's up, 4K? 4K. I thought you were streaming right now. At least that's what Turner Fan told me. That's why Turner Fan is not here. So what's going on, Turner Fan?
Yeah.
But thanks for stopping by 4K Lowdown. Let me know your favorite Tom Cruise movies. Craig says Jerry Maguire has so many good lines. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, now we're on to top 2, right? Second favorite Tom Cruise movie.
Wow, flying by.
I know we're flying. We're just like Maverick right now. We're flying by top speeds. Just.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys got to talk more on these ones. All right. Yes. Derek looks like he's ready to talk.
This Derek? Okay. Well, my number 2 was Rain Man, but it became my number 3. And I'll just do this now. My number 1 was Minority Report.
Whoops.
I'm like, oh, you did it right away. Particular.
I love that case. That is so cool.
Yeah, this was like legitimately my favorite movie for a couple of years. Like when it came out, I loved this movie so much. I love the story. I love Steven Spielberg's science fiction style at the time. It is Steven Spielberg's second best year, in my opinion, 2002. After 1993, if you were curious what the first one was. Because he did this and Catch Me If You Can in the same year, and they're both like 10 out of 10 perfect movies that I could watch any day of the week. But let's just keep going here. I'll do his other Oscar-nominated role that we haven't mentioned yet. Born on the 4th of July, because I finally watched this last year when I did my 80s Best Picture thing. I'm like, why don't I have this yet? I need to buy this and watch it. He's amazing in this movie. It's not my favorite performance of his, but it's a damn good one. I like his character in it a lot. You get to learn a decent amount about the war that, from a perspective that you probably at the time this came out didn't get to see that often. About the wounded veteran, and he based on a true person and everything. Yeah, it's just my second favorite Oliver Stone Vietnam-related film. Let's put it that way. Guess what the first one is, but that would be it. But yeah, he's fantastic in it. Like he makes the movie for sure.
Is that one you watch on 4th of July all the time, Derek?
Oh.
No, I watch it when I need to prepare for live streams about best pictures from the 80s and Tom Cruise movies.
Rewatchability on that one's a little tough.
Yeah.
That one's long too, if I remember right.
One of these movies we're talking about is like 2 hours and 40 minutes long. Even Minority Report's like 2 hours and 20 minutes long.
Yeah, I saw that one at a screening with Oliver Stone, whatever anniversary it was, and I had Platoon and my Born on the 4th of July, and I handed him Platoon first to sign, and he signed it, and then I handed him that one afterwards, which is the movie we're there to see, and he's like, I only sign one each, and I was like, no. So I threw it to my wife really quick, and I was like, quick, get him to sign it, and then he only did like 5 signings, so I didn't get it signed.
That's funny.
That's why
he signed a better one.
Yeah, he did, and it was a steel book too, so
right. That's better for signing.
Yeah.
Especially that steelbook, it actually is a good one to have a signature on if I'm picturing the right one.
That matte black one
there. Nice.
You know what my problem is though? I think I said this in your stream. My issue with that movie is he didn't grow a real mustache.
Oh yeah.
It's a glue on.
You can tell it's pretty fake looking. Yeah. His hair and his
and once in a while
weird.
Shine underneath from the spirit gum. That always like, oh, I can see the stuff.
Sweat through the glue.
It was the one time he didn't dedicate himself to a role completely.
Maybe pro facial hair.
That's probably it.
Like, have we ever seen him with a mustache?
Samurai?
Well, Samurai's got kind of a beard going on.
He doesn't have a mustache on the cover. Oh, I guess he does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Is that
that's the most facial hairy I think I've seen him is in that movie.
Long hair Tony Stark.
Yeah.
It's been a while since.
What could have been.
Yeah.
He's got that patchy crap in Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, he's great in that.
Oh.
If I owned that, it would have been in my pile. I just don't have it right now.
All right, Huck.
Where are we going? All right, let me pick it up here. All right, so we're going to take this out. Minority Report, that's out of the thing. Edge of Tomorrow, that's out. All right, so I'm moving on to the next one. Going to go with the one that I feel like started it all for me. And there we go, a little Risky Business. Got to go back to the original that sort of put Tom Cruise on the map as a star. They really wanted him for this role. And, he just shined so good in this film. Joel, sometimes you got to just say, what the heck, maybe Princeton can use a guy like you. This is so good. Like you mentioned earlier, sliding across the floor. Did you hold this? Wait, when I lost power, did you show this already?
Oh, no.
Okay, because I remember hearing about him sliding on his side.
You just look like you were gearing up to slide across the room in the hallway.
We're waiting for you to do it.
Yeah, I would if I could, but now I'm holding the phone. But yeah, there you go. So I'm going to go Tom Cruise. Rebecca De Mornay was fantastic. That sort of got her, star rolling as well. And it's very rewatchable. You got Guido the Killer Pimp, not to mention Booger from Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah.
Curtis Armstrong.
Yeah, Curtis Armstrong is in this. And man, that scene when he takes the parents' Porsche out, and he's just kind of irked about what's going on, and he leaves, and the keys are still in the car. The girl leaves the keys in the car, and it starts rolling downhill. And oh my god, he panics and he throws his body on it. Like you could just feel like, no, please stop. And of course, it just how the fact he's able to fish that out of the water and get it detailed before they got home. Man, that place is good. That's a great deal to be able to like flush all the water out of that thing.
That's funny.
Because yeah, that thing was toast. But yeah, I love Risky Business. That was a great movie, man. Good comedy.
That one, I pulled that one for Mike's birthday stream because it was an '83 movie, and on that rewatch when prepping for that stream, I was realizing you mentioned Booger. Without him in that movie, none of that would have taken place. It's all his fault. Everything that happened is just
Nice. I actually haven't seen that. I haven't seen like most of his like earliest work, oddly enough. Like I think the oldest movie with Tom Cruise that I've actually watched repeatedly is Rain Man. Everything before that I never really watched.
Yeah, I haven't seen those classic ones either. I still need to see it. So
yeah.
But it comes in that giant Warner Brothers Blu-ray box set, I think, one of the volumes. Yeah. So I'm waiting on that to see it.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah. Nice.
Oh, awesome. But the trailer looked really funny. The trailer looked really great. So.
Oh, it's good. It's good. And the music's fantastic, too. Tangerine Dream does the music. Yeah. And it's got a lot of good, as we call it, needle drops in the industry. A lot of good picks, song choices in there, too.
Nice.
Anybody Green Dream fan?
Through their scores.
Yeah.
Scores, exactly.
Was it Firestarter they did also?
They did Firestarter and Legend.
And what?
Legend.
Oh, they did Legend too?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I've seen this game.
Yeah. The domestic cut. The international cut is Jared Goldsmith.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Also a good score. 2 great scores.
Is there a piece of physical media that has both cuts?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The
Arrow one.
The Arrow one, yeah.
I may hold that up later.
Oh.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to get it, but it's only Blu-ray, huh?
Yeah, but it's still a good.
I think it was only Blu-ray for like. There's a reason they only did it for the Blu-ray. I can't remember what it was, but it was like something like film element wise.
Oh, I'm sure a way to re-release it just like RoboCop. Everything else 4K redo. You're like, man.
I guess I'll hold out for that.
Yeah, especially with the boutique label stuff. Sometimes it's tough to get the Blu-rays because they're already so expensive. Being a boutique label, it's like, dang, I should have just waited for the 4K. I really don't want to double dip on
nowadays,
that.
Yeah, when you're like pretty sure they're all going to come out. Yeah, I forget exactly what the deal was of why they did it in just on Blu-ray, but there was a reason. Google it. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, hang out. What do we got? I think we're on to you. Yes.
Yeah, for 2, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. My 2, I'm so glad nobody picked it yet. Interview with a Vampire.
Yeah.
Love this movie. It's kind of like a road movie between him and Brad Pitt, both of them vampires. And and then they bring along Kirsten Dunst, but his intensity is great in this. He's very funny. He's very threatening. He has such high energy, like he's bouncing around. If you've ever seen The Outsiders, he's in The Outsiders for a little bit, but his character in The Outsiders is just kind of like bouncing off the walls and stuff. And I feel like he brings some of that to this role, but he also has very subtle moments that are like extremely sensual, as vampires are, with, mixed with their threatening nature. He's ghoulish. He's doing a lot of things here, and I really love it. And I think when I first saw this, I was very focused on Brad Pitt because he's just so handsome and gorgeous. And I was just like, man, if I could be anybody, I want to be Louis. But over the years watching this, Lestat, which is who he's playing, has really begun to shine through, and kind of who maybe I focus on more now when I watch it.
Need to watch that one again. It's been forever. I always forget Tom Cruise is even in that, honestly, because it's been so long since I watched it.
Yeah, and I feel like that's how I
remember Brad Pitt for some reason. And
that's how I was for years with it. It just seemed like it was a Brad Pitt movie, but then I don't know, one of the viewings just like unlocked Tom, and I was like blown away by him. But I'd watched it, probably 10 times before that.
Wait, that's Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Christian Slater too, right? He's the other guy. He's the one, the interviewer.
Yeah, and Antonio Banderas is in it also.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if I've seen that one. I feel like I've seen a lot of vampire movies, but I don't know if I've seen that one because I get them all mixed up.
Yeah, check that one out. I don't think I think modern audiences maybe would have a tougher time with it, but I don't know. I still really like it a lot.
All right, let's go to my number 2 here. So second place, would have been already got pulled, but would have been Jerry Maguire. Just an amazing performance. You guys already mentioned all the great lines. Show me the money, yes, but unfortunately already taken. So let's go with another choice, shall we? Fine. We'll go with the low hanging fruit here. We'll go with the first Top Gun movie. Yes, started.
Really?
Of course, Top Gun is excellent. What should I have not pulled Top Gun? You gotta have Top Gun.
Oh no, I thought you'd go Maverick.
I'm saving that for number 1, Huck. Okay, you're my number 1 first place choice. All right. Well, anyway, so Top Gun is great. Still, you get the beach volleyball scene. Playing on the piano music. That's all fantastic. Highway to the Danger Zone song. Great soundtrack all around. But he's really good in this movie. So, yeah, I mean, his dynamic back and forth with Goose, they got a really good bond and connection in there. You can really see that. And then his relationship he gets into. So everything works in this movie. Great cast all around. So Tom Cruise does a solid job here. So, and you need this before you get the Maverick. So you got to be appreciative of this one too.
Really to watch the original one.
Val Kilmer was so good at that as his.
Yeah, Iceman, so good.
I mean, they picked 2 actors that really you felt that sort of chemistry between their rivalry. It was really amazing.
Yeah, Val Kilmer's great. Just in general.
Yeah.
And what song it was? The song they were singing is the same one in both movies. The Righteous Brothers, right? Weren't they singing? They had Great Balls of Fire, but then they also have Unchained Melody when he went in there and saw Kelly McGillis. Wasn't Unchained in the bar as well, if I recall? It's been a while since I've seen that.
After Ghost made it cool again.
All right, so we are now on to our first favorite, right? First favorite Tom Cruise movie. So now to see everybody's first place, even though I already ruined mine. So. Hey, I did mine in true order. I really did put my top 5. Not my fault. Some of them got pulled.
Yeah, I did too. They're all gone now.
I've only missed Jerry Maguire. That was the only one I had to swap out so far.
All right. Well then, Mr. Hangout, we will start with you.
Okay, so again, I kind of can't believe this one hadn't been picked. So this is Tom and Spielberg's second outing, I believe. I don't think they've had any between. And this one, I remember seeing this in theaters and liking it, but this is one of my wife's favorite movies, so it gets put on a lot. And the more I watch it, the more I love it. And our most recent viewing, and we watched this movie quite a bit, but when I'm really studying him, which is what I've been, doing in prep for this, and not just watching it because it's a good movie or a Spielberg movie, but because, I'm looking at him. I was amazed with his acting and the way Spielberg would shoot him, because Spielberg's, in a lot of the scenes, he's not showing you the action that's happening around him. He's just focusing on Tom's face, and you are watching him react to this stuff, and just watching his face, everything that's going on outside. He fills in your imagination perfectly. And I was just like, you know what? This might be one of his best acting roles. And I think that's extra cool because it's such an action movie also. And I just feel like he's doing both. He's stretching himself, and he's doing a lot of the action that we know him for. So really love this one.
I'm glad
on that. I forgot I had that one too. I was like, oh, that's the one I forgot to grab.
See, what I'm glad about seeing is get to the end. I'm seeing all the ones I like. There's still 2 that haven't been pulled, so it makes getting to my number 1 harder. Do me last. I want Derek to go first because if he pulls my other one, I'm going to be very happy. But let's talk about. Can we talk about that for a second, Mr. Hangout, about his acting? Because a lot of people come down on Tom for that, and I think it's something that gets overlooked, just how present he is. Let's just take, whether you want to say he's got range or hasn't, he's so present in his face. Even little things like in Top Gun Maverick, when he looks and he's like, maybe so, sir, but not today. I mean, that moment is so good. Like in the trailer, I'm like, oh, like I was like pulled in for that. And I think in every one of his films, he has moments that are so genuine that I think people just have him wrong. They feel like, look, he's good at what he does, so it feels like Arnold was good at what he does too, but Arnold doesn't have depth, really.
No,
Tom
not as often.
People don't give him credit for that.
So
I'm glad you pointed.
Very upset.
There you go. There's an example.
Yeah. That
It's
intensity.
like even in his like movies that aren't as good, he's always pretty good in them. Like-
answering a question from a half hour ago.
Yeah. And I think that's something I even said to my wife. I was like, I don't know if Tom Cruise has been bad in a movie. He's been in bad movies. Not very many, though. The only really bad movie that I've watched him in was when gearing up for this was Jack Reacher 2. That movie was
Totally.
that was
Oh
awful.
yeah, I forgot about those movies.
I can't
Dude,
believe he was. I can't believe
phones
it.
that one in. That's the only one I would say he 100% phones that performance in.
Yeah.
And it's sad because Jack Reacher 1 was good,
Yeah.
and he phones in that too. And that's the only time I've ever felt like he was phoning it in.
Yeah. It was like he was. I looked at my wife and I was like, was he like resting? Was this like his resting period, between his action movies? Because this is just like so mundane and ordinary, and I mean, he's okay in it, but like the movie surrounding him is so bad.
Well, he was already doing the Mission Impossible franchise, right?
Oh yeah.
So maybe that's why he's like, I'll focus more on the Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah,
That's my
he probably
star
had that
role right
in the
there.
back of his
Yeah.
head.
Was more
That's the bread and
a
butter.
side action movie.
Yeah.
I want to make Mission Impossible 5.
That one was really bad. And I think the other one, I didn't like this one. Sorry if Huck, this is the one you wanted to pull, but Night and Day. I didn't like
yeah.
that either.
No, that's not the one I'm pulling.
Yeah.
What about Valkyrie? Remember Valkyrie?
Well,
Oh yeah,
I like that one.
I forgot about that movie till I just thought of it. Yeah, that was all right, except for like he had like a weird accent or something, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, no, they start out, I think, with him speaking German, and then remember they play that record, and then as it spins, it starts speaking English, and then the rest of the movie's in English, which I think the most recent Mission Impossible did that, right, with the Russians.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I know that from Valkyrie. That's one of his
Yeah.
tricks.
That's funny.
I know that trick.
See, I need to go back and see War of the Worlds now, though, because Risky Hangout, you picked that as your number one.
Number
First
one.
place.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it
Good
since
movie.
I was
I
a
like
kid,
War of the
though.
Worlds a lot.
I remember I was just really disappointed with the ending. I'm like, really?
It's the correct ending.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it
so
is.
good. I love that ending.
I was like, really? They all just died because of that? Like,
Well,
Would
Oh.
you?
and I want to point out one thing. I don't know. Maybe it's a spoiler. I don't
it's
know.
okay. The movie's old anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
18
were
years
not
old, go for
spoiling
it.
it for anybody.
There's one small moment because like he gets sucked up into one of the tripods, right? And they're all gooey and everything inside. But there's one
Yeah.
part early in the movie when he brings his kids home, he like coughs. He's like like that, and it's like whenever someone coughs in a movie, they're gonna they're gonna die later, right? That's usually what happens. You catch somebody coughing in a movie, they have tuberculosis or something.
Yeah.
And in this movie, he doesn't die, but it's like, did he give them all colds? Did he do an Independence Day on all those tripods?
He Randy Quaided them.
Cold? But
That's
it's
cool.
very small, but he does a little cough in it. And I was like, oh, that's weird. I don't think I've ever noticed that before.
I haven't either. Now I'm gonna have to look for it when I watch it.
Yeah. I hope I didn't
Now
ruin
that I
it.
remember that I own it, thanks to you. I was like, it's in too big of a hurry, I guess.
And now that's that's a great collab between him and Spielberg. Again,
Yeah.
I love War of the Worlds. It's
Yeah.
the sound design of those tripods when the lasers come out. You know, just bah, and then poof.
Oh yeah, the sound is amazing.
What I love is when they poof away, the clothes are still there. The clothes don't go too. It's like
Mhm.
all the organic tissue
Yep.
is
Yep.
what explodes, and I just love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember thinking that was like the coolest thing ever when it came out.
Right.
Oh, good. Watch that
Such a
again.
good film.
See, now I need to go back and watch for all the details.
Yeah.
I'm like, I
I
didn't
still
know
have
there was so many
Phoenix and Theaters,
details.
or that Batman Begins came out like the same day or like a week apart from each other or something like that. And I saw
Was that
both of
right?
them, like,
Yeah.
3 times in theaters. Like these
And-
movies are
and his-
great.
His character has a complete transformation. Like, yeah, it's just so good. He's like an apathetic father, and then he, you know, once danger hits, he readjusts his priorities instantly. You know, it's
Mhm.
just like that instinctual, you know, what it is when you're a father sort of thing.
All right, Derek, what do we got?
All right. Well, since we're all talking about it and it's the last one I have sitting here that no one else picked, let's talk about Legend.
Nice.
Yeah, not necessarily for Tom Cruise, but this is a beautiful movie. And Tim Curry is amazing. And the makeup on him is amazing. If you haven't seen this, just watch it for Tim Curry. This is that Arrow set that we were talking about.
With both films.
Yeah, it has both versions of it with the Tangerine Dream score and the other one. But yeah, they're both on Blu-ray, sadly not 4K.
And
but-
what version do you prefer, Derek?
I don't remember if I've seen them both, to be honest, because I had the Blu-ray of this, and I think I watched the director's cut most recently. So if I watch it, or when I watch it again, I should say, I'll probably watch the theatrical cut just to see how much it's different, because I just don't remember the difference. Or I'll just watch them both back to back. What the hell? That's the only way I'll actually notice things. If you wait 10 years in between viewings, you kind of forget what the differences are.
Was that his first movie?
No,
It's
What
one
was
of them.
his first one?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that and Top Gun came out in the same year.
This was 85.
Oh, 85?
Yeah. I always thought this was his first movie too, but then yeah, but like
I know he just looks super young in the movie. So
yeah, he
that's
looks younger
why
in that than he
I'm
does
like,
in like
oh,
Risky
okay.
Business and stuff. That's why it's funny. And Outsiders, I think, was 83.
And All the Right Moves, which I watched. in prep for
All
the-
the Right
The other one.
Oh,
Like,
and
But
All
yeah,
the Right Moves was really good. I
somebody
thought.
asked earlier today what cut I prefer on that. And it's one of those where it's like there's good things about both cuts. Like I like certain things from each cut. So I don't have a preference. I grew up on the theatrical version of the Tangerine Dream score. So I'm a little more connected to that. But you brought up the exact reason, Derek, why I didn't pick that. And that is it is a great Tim Curry movie.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
Like Tom
I'm
is
glad
just
for that straws.
he's such a spoken performance. Usually he's a little bit more gung-ho, but Tim Curry just every time he's on screen you just love it. So great. The makeup effects on Tim are just
Yeah,
fantastic.
that's amazing.
So that was one of my honorable mentions.
Yeah,
That's
and you
officially
don't
nice.
even realize it is Tim Curry. Like my first time watching it, I didn't even realize that was him. I had to
Man.
like see it later. That's how good he was.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, you
great.
can't tell if you don't know it's him, really. Unless you really know his voice, I guess.
And I think they're a little. They put the evil filter on him, so it's got a
Yeah,
little.
it is different, yeah. But you
But-
can sort of tell it's him.
But I do love that he's got the accent though. As Darkness, like Darkness has got a bitchin' British accent.
Oh, yeah, of course he does.
He goes, "I'll like you my gifts. Does the gown not please you?" Guys, so I hope
All right, Huck, what do you got?
well, you guys have thrilled me with all the choices, and I have two. Oh, what'll I do? Oh my god. All right, you know what?
What are you gonna do about it?
Unfortunately, I can only see the clip. I can't hear it on my phone. But because I think I have leaned into his acting pretty well, I had this as my number one. That was A Few Good Men. but because he holds his own with Jack Nicholson, right?
You can't handle the truth.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but I'm going to sideline that one, throw that into the honorable mention, because I do feel like we got to have one thing to represent his amazing franchise of Mission Impossible. So I'm going to go Fallout on this one. Fallout is just fantastic. It's everything he's done up now with this character. He ratchets up the action, flying his own helicopters, just stunt after stunt after stunt. And I'm really just kind of throwing this in to represent everything he's done. Just risking his body on all of these films, becoming a stuntman in his own right, deserves some recognition because he's just, he broke his ankle on that one, y'all. So I did the jump and cracked.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He kept running. He kept running. As soon as he cleared frame, he dropped. He's like, hey, ambulance. It was a one and done take, man. So yeah, I'm gonna go Mission Impossible Fallout. I didn't hear any moans or cries when I pulled it, so I feel bad, you guys. You're not happy about that pick, but that's okay.
No.
That's a
That
good
was a good one. Henry Cavill's a pretty good villain in that.
Yeah,
He's
come
Yeah.
on. When he jacks up the guns, just crack on the two arms. Yeah, here you go, Derek. Look at that.
His reload.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
look,
Right.
hear the arm.
Yeah, and that last action sequence is really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that fight scene in the bathroom is stupendous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Love
Never
that.
watch those. But yeah, that part was cool.
So yeah.
Mid-level media saying that theatrical cut for Legend looked fantastic on Blu-ray though. So that's a high stamp of approval right there. And wow, ruined War of the Worlds for me. What a jerk. You
What?
snooze, you lose.
Cough.
That's all the coughs. That's
Everybody's
what-
gonna notice that now.
all the coughs.
Like Paul Walker's jeans and Joyride that I always talk about.
Now, Derek, what about Dakota Fanning in that too, War of the Worlds? She was fantastic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Man, as kid actors go, she was on point, man. She was great.
She was great back in her glory day.
Yeah. And that
Robin
was
was good too. He's a good creep.
and it was really cool to see like Spielberg again, just like I mean, I think she had been in a lot of stuff beforehand, even though she's very young in it, but like, usher this person into, you're going to be remembered as a great child actor,
Right.
and
That's what he does.
ability to, have a great career beyond.
That.
Oh, so
Which one was in? Sorry, Michael. Which one was in Vampire? Was that Kirsten Dunst or was that
Kirsten
Dakota?
Dunst.
Okay, there you go. Two good kid actors. All right, Mike, take it away. What you got?
all right, yes. I bet everybody can't guess my number one pick. What will it be?
It's
There we go. Top Gun Maverick, of course, obviously. I
Scott.
know. Did I surprise you, Huck? But anyway, this is a reason why I love sequels. I know some people say they never want a sequel to anything out there, but this just proves why you want the sequels. 10 times better than the first one, even though the first one's good and enjoyable. This just improves on every level. I mean, the cinematography is beautiful here. Don't know why it didn't get nominated for that, right? And it got nominated for what? Like adaptive screenplay? That was so random. But anyway, Tom Cruise is great in here doing all his stunts. I mean, what he can do flying in these jets when he does like those Cobra maneuvers and all of that. To me, that's impressive enough to get a nomination for Best Actor because stunt work totally counts with the acting. Should have got it just for that alone. But he's great. He has emotions come across in the movie. I love the relationship with Jennifer Connelly in there.
Mhm.
All the side characters are great too. None of them go to waste. You just you care for all these characters. I mean, even Bob.
Yeah.
Bob just stands out and is
Hi.
amazing. Right? What's your name, Bob? But all the characters are great. Thrilling action sequences too. It's not boring at all. It moves at a good pace. And yeah, great music again, amazing soundtrack. And then the Lady Gaga song for this movie. Ooh, so
Very
good, so good. So literally this movie does everything perfect. It comes as close to a perfect movie as I can think of. I can't think of one area it fails in when you're talking movie making. So love this movie. Watch it all the time. Endless rewatches. And this is like my new 4th of July movie. So yeah,
Nice.
Top Gun Maverick. I know we got the 4th of July, and I'm like, I should really watch Independence Day finally, but I'm like, nah, I'm gonna put on Maverick. I know I'll have a good time.
Well, Bob is Bill Pullman's son, and he's a pilot
Yeah.
in that movie. And Bill Pullman's a pilot in Independence Day, so there's some transitive property stuff happening
It
there.
all works out. Independence Day cinematic universe,
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
I mean,
ICU as we call it.
yeah, Maverick really captures the nostalgia of the first one really well, especially if you've seen it. Again, the relationship with Iceman comes full circle to a point you didn't really expect. Like when you left them in the 80s, you never would have presumed that the two of them would have a relationship like that. So your brain fills in this really relationship somehow, became something between the two of them. Like you have to fill that in.
Yeah, that's the teary-eyed part for me in that movie for sure, is the Val Kilmer stuff. For Maverick.
Finally, what a great pick. She's so.
Yeah, I was glad he was able to come back and do that small part because it is, given everything he's had to go through.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched that Val documentary, do that. It's fantastic.
Oh yeah, Val's so good.
Yeah, very heartbreaking.
Does he show up in Willow?
Oh, I don't know. The
The
show?
The
I don't
show?
know. You can't watch it anymore.
Oh, that's right. We'll never know.
Gone forever.
We'll never know if he's in it. No one will. Because nobody's watched it in the first place. Confirm it.
I just haven't gotten to it yet.
Episode 1. That was all.
Yeah, Maverick is so good. I think it's still my most favorite recent movie. I don't think a movie's come out since then that I like better than Maverick. So Maverick is still number one recent for me favorite.
Yeah, that was a lot better than I thought it would be, considering, as being someone who didn't care at all about it when it came out, and I
Right.
didn't see it until I bought the 4K and finally watched it. I was like, oh yeah, this is actually good. Like it actually holds up to all the hype, surprisingly, from what everyone was saying. Like I expected it to at that point. Once it started getting like awards hype, I'm like, oh, is it actually that good? And not just like people thinking it's this good.
So you
And
didn't
it
see
was.
it in the theater, Derek?
No, I had no interest to see it really, and it's hard
Oh,
for me to
man.
see movies with with the chillins. You have the
Yeah.
same age. It's hard to go see 3-hour long action movies with
Right.
jets in it with your 4-year-old. So
It was a cool theater experience,
yeah,
definitely.
I would have seen it. I just
I saw it twice, y'all.
not a great
Yep.
chance.
Yeah,
I was a twicer too on that one.
I would
I should
have.
have seen it more. I mean, I would have been happy to go 3 or 4
Yeah.
times.
You had like all year to go watch it in theaters. That was the one good thing about that movie. Kept making money finally.
It's funny, they showed that movie when I was on the cruise ship a couple of weeks ago, but it was outside in front of the pool, so the audio is terrible because it was
Yeah.
just echoing all. But you know what? I was wrapped up, and 2.5 hours later, the movie was over. I'm like, wow, I sat through this whole movie outside. It was great.
Yeah,
That's-
I'm shocked.
On a
I
boat.
didn't realize it was that long of a movie. It's 2.5 hours.
I know it's over. I'm just guessing. It's two.
It's-
Oh, okay.
I want to say it was 2:20 is what I.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something about that. Yeah.
Gosh, that pace is so good then, because to me it feels like a
It's intense.
2-hour movie. Like it goes so quickly with that
Oh.
pace. Like you're never bored. There's no slow moments. You either got like thrilling action, emotional stuff, or even comedy in there. It's like just sprinkled perfectly.
Yeah, Space great. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's like 2 hours long. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes long. So
Oh,
minus
that's it.
the end credits, it's pretty much like exactly 2 hours probably.
Yeah, see, that's not even a
Good,
long
good
movie.
length for movies to be.
The good old days. I just saw Oppenheimer. It's 3 hours.
Oh gosh, and that movie feels 3
Yeah.
hours or longer.
I didn't think it did. I thought that felt fast. Maybe like the third act got slower once all the stuff happens.
Hope to catch that this week.
The stuff, you can assume what the stuff is. It slows down a tad, but I thought it was like super intense leading up to it because the way the music and the sound design work so well, it seems like it's all like one really long scene. It's like,
Mm.
I'm gonna go see it again in 70 millimeter, hopefully, if I get a chance.
So, do you guys think we're gonna get a third Maverick movie, third Top Gun?
I don't know. I hope not, because I think that was such a great, like a rare opportunity that a sequel, not only a sequel, but way late in the game, 36 years later, really? Like
Yeah.
it should have worked. Anything that comes that late has, to my knowledge, never worked. Like the Zoolander thing, nothing. Independence Day 20 years later, nothing. The Indiana Jones, terrible.
Well,
So-
The Color of Money was how much farther down?
Well, that was a long time, but I think that's the kind of sequel that had no connection to anyone going to see it either, much like this one. I feel like if you knew the original, then you just know who Eddie is. But when I saw it, it was its own movie, right?
Right.
Like it was like, and I've seen, in fact, I didn't see The Hustler until after that. And it still has no bearing to me when I watch Color of Money, which I like better.
Yeah, I still haven't seen The Hustler.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. But yeah, so that's the kind of example where it's like it's almost a reimagining because it's so far down the pike and different.
Right.
Where Top Gun Maverick is definitely connected,
Yeah.
feels more connected. I
But
should
maybe
say.
that's the secret. You got to wait like 20 years for a sequel.
Yeah.
Maybe
And,
that's
and
it.
have Tom in it.
Have
Bring
Tom
back
in.
the main star. Actually, make the movie good. I
So we need a Legend sequel. Is that what we're saying? Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Get Tim Curry in there while he still can.
Oh my God.
And Ridley. That's
Ridley.
Ridley, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Ridley.
Yeah,
I mean,
Ridley
he's
Scott,
up there. He's near 90
You
by
can,
now.
you can tell
right?
it's him because it has a director's cut, and every one of his movies has to have a director's cut for some reason.
Well, he might do it. I mean, he's working on Gladiator 2 right now, right? So he could do
He'll do
it.
anything else, so why not Legend 2?
Yeah. That would be fun. That would be cool.
All right, you guys ready to mention some honorable mentions here?
Yeah.
All right, Derek, do you still have any left?
Me?
Yes.
I don't, but I'll say Tropic Thunder because it's one I would have
I
included.
got that one.
That I owned it because his performance in that is so unnecessary, but brilliant at the same time. His Golden Globe nominated performance in that movie, I think. For supporting
Yeah, I
actor.
didn't even realize it was him in the performance. I'm like, really? What?
Yeah, it's such a weird thing for him
He's
to just like,
hilarious,
oh, this is
though.
Tom Cruise, by the way. It's like, why? Okay, that's perfect.
That
So
movie's so
all of
good.
his fake hands, his fake like
Yeah.
chubby, hairy arms, and his it's like,
The sausage.
it's so unrecognized. He has sausagey fingers. Just you can't even tell it's him unless you look at his eyes. Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that no one mentioned. That I'm like, yeah, he's great in that,
Yeah.
and it's very comedic for him. Like he doesn't do a lot of straight comedies like ever.
Yeah.
So, that's something
I-
else. For him.
You guys see a movie with that character? They always say they're going to make it. Would you see that?
I think it's too late now.
Yeah.
I'd do it, but it's too. We've passed that point, I think.
Yeah.
I would still be down to watch it. You got it. We
No,
need
it
more
has to be something
comedies.
weird.
We need more comedies anyway.
How long ago was Tropic Thunder? I can't see the date on it. but it's
2008.
It can't be that.
Oh, 08? Wow.
2008, yeah.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
15 years ago that most people they go to the movies, they're not going to know who that less character is. They
Yeah.
won't.
It'd have to be a very good movie, I think, for it to work.
Yeah.
It couldn't be like, Zoolander or Anchorman sort of.
Oh gosh.
Where-
They'd have to do the Color of Money thing with it, just have his character and have nothing else have to do with the first movie.
Yeah. Well,
Even-
yeah.
And
Like that Get Him to the Greek movie, that wasn't so bad. That was
Yeah,
a sequel
like-
to Sarah Marshall, but not at the same time.
Yeah, it's just a spin-off of it, but it actually worked because it's
Yeah.
not a sequel. So with Jonah Hill in it, confusingly playing a different character, but it
Right.
was so funny.
All right. Hang out. What do we got for honor?
So, I'd mentioned that sort of my introduction to him was Far and Away, and here's another one that I didn't mention, Days of Thunder. I was hoping to get a rewatch of this in, but I, as a kid, always associated Days of Thunder and Top Gun together because it was kind of like his fast movies, I guess. So yeah, these were some early viewings when I first got to know him, as was Cocktail, which I don't own, but I figured I'd wear a shirt in similar style to what he wears in those. But haven't seen all three of those in years since I was like an elementary school kid. But I remember liking them as a kid and feeling cool because I was watching these adult movies. It's that garbage movie, so I can't. This is that Jack Reacher 2. nobody
Here's
watched
this
that.
honorable mention.
What was the title on that? Did it say Never Go Back?
Yeah, never go
Never
back.
go back and watch that one or what?
Yeah, never go back and watch it.
Right.
So we were talking about his early movies. I think this was the very first movie he made, Taps.
Yeah.
Or second, maybe the first leading sort of role or major screen time. And this has all-star cast with Timothy Hutton there and Sean Penn, all them little babies there. It's very kind of like Red Dawn, if you like that movie. It's kind of similar to that. And this is one that I watched for the first time in prep for this stream, and it's American Made, where he plays. Oh, I saw Huck just had that up too. He plays like oh, you got the 4K.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of like a drug smuggler, right? And gets caught up in that. It's based on a true story, and he has a Southern accent in it, so he's stretching for that. I feel like he's not like that great in it, but I think the movie's a lot of fun anyway. So yeah, this was interesting. I was captivated the whole time. We'd mentioned Eyes Wide Shut, which is right there. Great. Did we mention that here? We talked about that backstage.
I can't remember now.
we were talking about it in the comments, right? I think we were
okay. But yeah, Eyes Wide Shut. Fantastic movie. That one to me felt a little he felt very like performed in it. It almost felt like stage acting, but it somehow worked really well as cinema. I mean, and I think that's Kubrick's touch with composition and knowing how to make a movie. But I did have a question. Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I was gonna be like, and isn't it like a perfect holiday movie?
Oh yeah, great Christmas
holiday movie. The whole family can watch.
It does remind you of the importance of family and loyalty and the commitments you made.
The whole family older than 21, yes.
Yeah.
Have a mask party with the grandma and grandpa and watch Eyes Wide Shut.
Okay, everyone have their masks on?
Yeah.
All right.
Get ready. Yeah, I wish I could do that chant. I was trying to do it. Kind of cringy right there, but I just had to try it.
The laugh is the best part, though. I mean, come on.
think that's funny?
That face right there. Just that expression.
I did have a question though. I haven't watched this yet. Is this any good? I think he has a cameo in it, similar to Tropic Thunder. But that's him right there. Anybody see that one?
Yeah. Might be more than a cameo too.
Oh.
And he sings.
Yeah, he's a decent part in it, I think. I don't think he's
okay.
So yeah, that's on my to watch list. That's one of the few I haven't seen yet either. I just picked it up at a swap meet this year.
Yeah, I bought this on a Black Friday many years ago and just haven't put it in yet.
Hence the promo sticker. Yeah, yeah. I'm not a huge fan of jukebox musicals, so it's one of the reasons I just don't think I've gotten around to watching that for some reason. Because that was a Broadway show, right?
What was that?
It was a Broadway show, wasn't it? Rock of Ages.
Oh, I don't even know.
Yeah, oddly enough, Chris Hardwick played Tom Cruise's role.
Yeah.
And Chris Hardwick had Tom Cruise on his show and said, "Hey, I did your role." And Tom was like, "Oh, really?" Like, didn't even know.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't know that was him in the stage play. That's cool. He's done a lot more than I thought he has. That guy.
Yeah.
All right, Huck. I know you got a stack there, right?
All right. Well, I'm dwindling because everyone's just picked everything. Yeah, let's just remind you that this is now my honorable mention, Few Good Men. Acting chops galore in this thing, Demi Moore is also in this. Jack Nicholson got his other Oscar for that. Such a great courtroom drama. Derek, this for you. I got your cocktail, baby.
All right.
We got our shirts, our cocktails. We're good to go. He's kind of a tool in this, Elizabeth Shue is absolutely luminous in this film. But Tom has to grow in this. This is one where he is exactly what he is. He's like this very talented, good-looking guy. All the girls want him, and then Brian Brown is in here, and he plays sort of the veteran mixologist, and often challenges him that he can't get certain girls, even when he has his girlfriend, and he knows better. Tom, you know better, but they figure it out eventually. Of course, you got to Eyes Wide Shut, which we did already. and War of the Worlds. So you took care of that. Do I have any other sleepers? Nah, I got some other ones in the other room, but it's all mostly the Mission Impossible movies and stuff like that. So, yeah. There you go, though.
All right. Well, I got one more that I can't believe nobody has pulled. Nobody has shown this one. It is a cameo, of course, but we were talking about Spielberg and all that association, so we got to have this one, right? Super funny, very short scene with him, but you got to have out of your Austin Powers and Austin Powers Gold member, you have that scene at the beginning where they're doing an Austin Powers movie and Tom Cruise is playing Austin Powers, so it's very meta in that way, but he's doing the crazy stunts and all that fun stuff, so it's perfectly Tom Cruise. But yeah, Steven Spielberg is making this movie, and then Austin Powers is like saying, hey, you can't do that. Like, you forgot about the mojo. You need the mojo, Spielberg. Don't forget the mojo. But anyway, that's a fun little cameo appearance by Tom Cruise. So, and what, you got Danny DeVito in there as Mini-Me and
nah.
He who shall not be named is
in there and all that. Yeah, that's a fun thing.
I forgot about this old gem. It's Losing It. You guys remember that one?
I think that one might be his technical first.
Early Cruise. This was pre Risky Business. Yeah, his role isn't even it's prominent. It's one of the leads, but yeah, you can tell it was early Cruise, And there's your Night and Day for those who needed to see.
Oh yeah. So
the sequel to Vanilla Sky.
Right, Cameron. What was everybody's favorite Mission Impossible? Was everybody
number 3 for me?
3?
3's great, yeah. I guess Fallout for me. Well, although 3 is like right there.
Yeah, from what I remember, I like 4 overall the most, but I like Hoffman the most.
Yeah.
What about you, Hangout?
Well, I watched the show a lot. It used to be on FX when that was a brand new channel. It was kind of like MTV in an apartment where they were VJing reruns. And I watched the show a lot. So when I watched the first movie, I was kind of disappointed with what they did with the Mr. Phelps character. But over the years, I mean, that one's become like my most nostalgic one. And, I kind of got over that. And I really do like the story. And I like that it establishes Tom as like, I'm taking over this franchise and I'm, becoming the star of this franchise. So I kind of like the first one the best. And then also, along with Derek, Ghost Protocol, the fourth one, I think is really good.
Yeah.
And then who's seen Dead Reckoning here? Huck, you've seen Dead Reckoning, right?
Yeah.
And Hangout? Derek, you haven't seen it, right?
I haven't had a chance to see that.
What'd you guys think of Dead Reckoning?
I thought it was a lot of fun. I liked it a lot. And it's dealing with, the whole AI thing. So it's going to be, one of the first movies to do that. When we saw it not one of the first, but when we saw it in the theater, every preview before it was a movie about AI. So that was kind of funny that it was just like, all right, this is the new science fiction is just going to be purely focused on AI. It's not going to be here and there anymore.
Yeah, I thought it had some really great Mission Impossible stables. I love the airport scene. I thought it was great. Tom just looked incredible in the blue suit and the shades. I'm like, damn, they know just how to photograph Tom just right. He looked great.
Yeah.
I'm a big Haley Atwell fan, so I liked having her in the movie. A lot of people were like, well, wait a minute, they trading off, taking away, Rebecca, isn't that her name, Rebecca?
Ferguson,
but I mean, it's okay. Like franchises have to change it up a little bit. That's fine. My only thing was the fight on top of the train. I'm just had a fight on top of the train.
Yeah.
Had fights on top of trains. We get it. There's something that's going to come and knock you out. You're going to come near a tunnel and you got to duck down. There's a light in the tunnel that's going to take your head off. We've seen it all. Like if I never see a fight on top of a train again, I'd be fine. But
we saw it in the first one.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. You already did it before.
Oh, that's fine. I don't remember that.
But inside the train was phenomenal. They had some fantastic stunts inside the train. So
yeah,
it was long for a setup for a part one. I feel like they could have not gone so long, especially since the villain was just kind of meh. But it had a lot of good moments to it. I'm excited for part 2.
I still don't get the villain at all. I'm like, who is this villain? Like, I feel like I should know the villain, but I don't know who it is.
Well, It sounds like in 2 we will. That'll be the focus because I think we are kind of left in the dark on who he is.
So, Mike, you watched all of them, right? You binged the whole series.
Yep.
So I thought maybe I just forgot who this guy was. He is not in any of the previous films, right?
No, definitely not.
Mistake. I thought he was like a scene, like they're showing the scene and he's shooting somebody in the scene. I'm like, I don't remember this at all.
They kind of set it up though to lead you in that way that you would think he was in a previous one. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
It looks like the scene that we see, the flashback. It kind of looks like the scene when Kristen Scott Thomas, is it her? Yeah, dies in the first movie, but then it's not that, because I think what the flashback takes place before he's even an MI agent or IM, whatever. Is it IMF?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, IMF. Impossible Mission Force. There we
Yeah,
go.
it's before he's an IMF agent. But yeah, Huck, I agree. The airport stuff was, I think, the standout of that movie.
Yeah.
And Atwell was great. I think she's a great addition. I loved that she isn't like, she's a master thief, but that doesn't automatically make her an action star. And they played to that. Like, she's like, I don't want to do this. You know, like when she's in the train, you know, she's like, won't let go of him. And he's like, you know, we have to do this. And she's like, I'm too scared.
Yeah. Like, I don't do. Yeah.
Yeah. And then driving the car, you know, like in other
that was
movies,
fun.
she'd be like an instant, you know, like, oh, I know exactly how to drive a car in through these streets. And in this movie, they're like, you know, she's like, I don't know how to do this.
That was a.
What do you take me for? That's fine. I like her too a lot. Yeah, it'd be nice to see her in something else. Since I've only really seen her in like Marvel stuff basically so far.
Yeah, she really impressed me. I never really followed her career at all, but this was really good.
Yeah, just way too long of a movie though. Like, the action was great, but the pacing was way off, and I'm tired of these part 2 movies. Like, I don't want no more part 1s and part 2s, and they seem to do this with so many franchises now. And
Yeah,
I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
No more part 1s and part 2s. Oh, and then because like Fast X is doing it, right? Hunger Games did it and all that, and then now even Fast X, Vin Diesel was like, "Oh, we could do a part 3."
Yeah, are they doing like?
Oh my
I
gosh.
don't
I'm
think
like,
it's
what's the
any of this
point?
movie
What's the
they're
point
gonna
of
do too
all
many
these
more of
movies?
them.
I'm like, that's just a trilogy at this point.
Right.
Fast X2. That's not how that works.
All right. Well, I think we covered all of Tom Cruise's filmography here. So I'll give you guys a chance to kind of promote anything you want on your channel, say whatever you want to the audience, all that fun stuff. So, Risky Hangout, what do we got going on?
So right now, just because of the Barnes & Noble Criterion sale, my content's been focused on that. I'm still doing my random rankings, but they are Criterion themed, and most of them have been rankings based off of the cover art, because that's what drew me into the Criterion collection and loving them. So I've been focusing on cover art of Criterion films. Pure Hangout's my channel, not Risky Hangout. Pure Hangout.
I know someone's gonna type that in, like, what? I can't find it. Don't worry, everybody's links are in the description below, audience. So definitely visit those.
I should change my channel to Risky Hangout.
I know, right?
Things are no longer pure over there. I'm dropping F-bombs.
Saying swears and stuff.
All right, Huck, what do you got going on?
All right, y'all. It's warm in here. I need AC. Yeah, y'all just come on. It's going to be a very, very busy week next week, starting on Sunday. A lot of us here, we got our collectors club. It's going to be 7 week. Oh my God, 7 days. Starting off with my channel with club. The next night I'll be trivia, then the morning mug, then on Mike's, and I'll let them take it away from there. But yeah, full week plan. So it's going to be exhausting once it's all over, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So just keep all your notifications on, because we are bouncing around channels to share the love. So come check it out.
All right, and Derek.
There it is. I was like, thought I froze. All right. Yes, I'm Derek, the convicted cinephile, not the Tom Victed cruisophile, just for confusing reasons. And lately this week, I have also been uploading Criterion related content. Just during the last week of the Criterion sale, putting out my 3 favorite movies that I own from various genres and categories. Like, I've done a horror one, a thriller one. I did a Best Director Oscars one. I will be having a science fiction one, I believe, is the one that's coming out tomorrow. And then, like Huck was saying, all next week, our super mega pop culture stream, Yay Movies, is going on. And Thursday will be on my channel. We're doing another tournament stream with Pure Hangout here. And it'll be a movie poster tournament. So it'll be 32 of the most highly regarded movie posters of all time as I skewered the internet. And yeah, you'd be surprised some of the ones that made the final cut, to be honest. Even I am too, and I made the list. So
That's gonna be fun.
All right, and then for my channel, well, you guys all know me, Mega Mike the Movie Man. Stream tomorrow night as well, same time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. We got, oh well, let me bring up the overlay. There we go. So we have a stream on the theme of time. So everybody's picking their top 5 favorite time movies, whether it's time travel or, once again, just any other focus on time. But amazing panel for that. We got 7 people on that. So that's going to be definitely a party right there. We got Born to be Rad. We got Dead Couch, Plaid X2, me, of course. We got Huck. We got Basement Blues. And we got Excelsior movie reviews. So that's going to be super fun. So join in for that. And then, of course, you know, the regular content posting Thursday, another mega movie numbers. And then out of the theater reactions, hopefully for the new releases coming out this weekend, which should be Haunted Mansion and then the A24 film, I believe, Talk to Me. Hopefully I can see both of those, react to those. And then we'll start everything, Sunday morning live show, movie news show. And then we're hitting the Collectors Club, right? Collectors Club. So once again, all that great stuff. Wednesday is going to be where I'm hosting that. Top 3 Christopher Nolan movies each. So we're going to cover all of Nolan's filmography. So, you know, celebrate Oppenheimer right there. And then, and then Friday, we haven't mentioned that one yet. That'll be on Tim's channel. And we're going over movie recommendations recommended out to the Collectors Club members. So that's going to be fun. And then Saturday will be the recap show on my channel. And so, 7 days of fun. Make sure you subscribe to everybody. Make sure you turn on those notification bells so you know when everything's popping up. But, tons of fun for you guys. But thank you again, audience, for joining me today. All the comments, all the interactivity. And then thank you, amazing panel, for being here and showing all your Tom Cruise movies. That was a lot of fun. Now we got some good cruise recommendations. But have a great night out there. You know, cruise out, go see a movie or something. But, have a good one, everyone.
See you later.